Commanding a prominent corner site where Holloway Road and Tufnell Park Road merge, the Gaumont opened on September the 5th, 1938. It was GB's latest and most lavish venture, and might be termed the younger sister to the magnificent Gaumont estate Kilburn. Not only did it compare favourably with the state in appointment, furnishings and equipment, but there was a striking similarity in design. Plans were prepared by American architect C.Howard Crane in association with W.E. Trent. The corner entrance was dominated by a large tower covered in faience. The three visible faces of the tower were adorned by tall windows framed with Corinthian columns and capitals. These were further embellished by ornamental panels. The top story of the tower was smaller in size and enclosed the broadcasting room. The Holloway Road elevation, also in cream faience, incorporated a series of single-storey shops. The grand foyer was a spacious hall rising to the height of 3 floors of the building. Lower walls were lined with walnut wainscoting. The walls above had pilasters and columns. Between sets of columns were 2 mirrors fronted by ornamental grillwork. The ceiling too was ornamented, but the main point of interest was the set of 3 chandeliers. These gave a scintillating effect which was reflected in the wall mirrors. To the left of the grand foyer, a broad open staircase with balustrading in carved walnut ascended to the circle foyer level. This continued round the opposite side wall to form a promenade which overlooked the foyer. At the far end of the promenade, the café was situated immediately above the outer vestibule. The auditorium seated over 2,500 people, with Italian Renaissance-style decorations. The moulded proscenium surround was flanked by Corinthian columns and capitals with bas-relief bases. The organ grilles were surmounted by fibrous plaster enrichments, while at the base were balconets with clocks inset. Side walls were broken by a series of lunette panels, the arches of which were draped, and the panels above carried heraldic features. From the centre of these, lighting pendants were suspended. The Wurlitzer 3-manual 12-rank organ, opened by Terence Casey, was situated to the left of the orchestral pit on a lift which not only rose but also revolved. The site of the Gaumont had passed through several cinema ownerships before the theatre was eventually erected. At one time it was thought it might be a Granada, but the Gaumont, as actually built, was probably the last scheme of Hyams and Gale. The Gaumont was blown open to the sky by a buzz bomb in 1944. The plain, rebuilt auditorium was later renamed Odeon and split into 3. An unusual feature is that the projection box is downstairs between the minis. This gives a very short throw to the large screen of the main theatre, and the slightest variation in the thickness of film stock causes constant focusing problems to the projection staff.